Brian in New York asks, could you please explain how you can simultaneously have contracting credit and inflation at the same time, as you've predicted? Wouldn't contracting credit cause deflation?
Well, what happens is as loans are defaulted on or credit lines are eliminated so that credit disappears, you have the Federal Reserve coming in and creating new money. It doesn't necessarily have to entirely replace the credit that was destroyed, but new money is still being added into the system, and loans have not been repaid where there was no real production associated with those loans. They weren't able to repay the debt. So the net effect, though, is that you still have inflationary forces, because inflation is not simply the supply of money and credit. And yes, money is expanding as credit is contracting, but it also has to do with the supply and demand of goods, or rather the supply of goods, because it's both supply and demand. So it's the supply of money and the supply of goods in the economy that are going to determine price, and also the confidence in that money and the velocity of the money. And what I think is going to be happening is, as the U.S. economy is contracting, as debts are going into default, and as the Fed is printing up money, that the money is not going to be desirable. The dollar is going to lose value. Prices are going to rise because goods are not going to be imported into the United States, because the dollar will not give Americans enough purchasing power. So the supply of goods for sale is going to be depleting, and therefore the price of those goods that Americans have to pay will be rising. So it's still an inflationary environment. Yes, if the Federal Reserve did the right thing, then we would experience a contraction in prices. Asset prices, like prices for real estate and stocks, would fall much faster than prices for consumer goods, but all prices would decline if the Fed allowed a natural deflation to help correct the imbalances in the economy. But it's not going to do that. It's going to be printing money and printing a lot more of it. And so I ultimately expect all prices to rise, but I expect consumer prices to rise much faster than asset prices, which would be stock prices or real estate prices.